Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new day of Mega Man Battle Network 6. I've tried to put it off as much as possible, but I can no longer contain or hold back the beast. So Helldragon, it's time to talk about the Battle Network anime. Go for it.
Alright, we're gonna be doing a lot of running around a bit, so I figured now is probably the best time to bring it up. Let me bring up my notes here, because I do have some, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, Mega Man Battle Network, of all things, was I think the only real Rockman property to actually get like a fully featured anime. It covered all the video games. It was a little bit different as adaptations tend to go, but the various sub-series were Rockman EXE, the standard one, Rockman EXE Access, Stream, Beast, and Beast Plus. Beast and Beast Plus covered both of these games, and Beast Plus also delved into other games that I'll eventually have to talk about, like Mega Man Network Transmission, Phantom of Network, and something else of Network, Legend of Network. Not Battleship Challenge, though, which is weird. But then again, it's not, because Battleship Challenge wasn't very good, admittedly.
Yeah, yeah.
And we over here in the US, we actually got Rockman EXE and Access as Mega Man NT Warrior. That's a great title, by the way.
Yeah, we ain't going down that way. The alligator is currently blocking it. No one gets nothing from the soda machine.
Mega Man NT Warrior and Mega Man NT Warrior Access. Now, I can only really tell you so much about the first two bits, but there's a very important thing that does happen in Access that may not or may not have the anime flavored differently for some people. So, the first, series of Battle Network anime, it operated as a standard would. It covered the first game. It introduced the standard kind of stuff. It introduced everybody. There were some characters here and there. It fleshed out some of the characters in Battle Network 1. For a particular, 3 minor characters named Mesa, Miyu, and Sai, I think her name was. She has a Woodman as her navvy. They actually became part of, the net battling police. They had stupid costumes, I don't know. They fleshed everybody out, things like that, and things proceeded as standard. Now, when it got to Access, a huge change took place in that it introduced something called a dimensional area. And what that was that it was basically an area generated when generators went off in the real world. It essentially crossed over, it created a projection of the digital world within the real world. Yes, we are going full-fledged Digimon for this one.
Oh boy, I'm buckling in, I'm strapping down.
But it did not continue like it usually did for that. It wasn't just like Lan standing off the side telling Mega Man, go fucking solve this. Or whatever. I got a beer over here. Or whatever, root beer, I'm sorry. What happened is that it also introduced another thing called Cross Fusion.
Yep, I was actually watching a compilation of these last night.
And what it basically is that it allows certain net navis and their operators to fuse into one beating. And once Lan and Mega Man get that, the show basically turns into Sentai. Now, some people aren't really fans of that, and I totally get why. I'm actually not that much of a fan of the idea. I mean, I think cross-fusion is cool, and definitely we tried to dabble with that during our times during the RP forum years that we will not speak of.
Oh, Jesus.
But at the same time, it kind of undermines a lot of the main dynamic of Battle Network being that a net navi and their operator working together, both in the real world and the digital world, because the puzzles in Battle Network often have to rely on that. Lan will have to go off and do something on his own without Mega Man in order to help Mega Man succeed and things like that. It's a partnership. It's kind of like what happened when Digimon 4, came out, the 4th series, Frontier, which was where the Digi-Destined, I gotta remember the terminology, it's been so long. The Digi-Destined, if you will, got the ability to fuse with spirits and become Digimon themselves. Again, it became Sentai, and I totally get why people did not like that. I was a huge Frontier fan, personally, but at the same time, I totally understand why people were not really gelling with that. And it basically continued on until, again, Beast and Beast Plus. I think in Beast and Beast Plus, I haven't seen it because it was never translated. It became, it focused more on stuff going on in, the digital world. There wasn't as much cross-fusion and things like that. I believe they became incompatible because of the events of Beast, which we'll find out, later on.
Okay.
In this game. But it went on to basically, do that. It covered Battle Network 4 and Access. Then in Stream, it did all the shit with Nebula Gray and things like that. All the dark chip shit that happened. I could probably go on about Battle Network 5 for a while. And during this time, as a side note, actually, it covered an honest to God, Mega Man Battle Network movie, which crossover with, get this, Duel Masters, of all things. Yes! This is a thing that happened in the Battle Network movie. It's basically at the end of Battle Network 5, it introduces Base Cross as part of the main final confrontation of that movie. And Base Cross is really cool, by the way. But yeah, there's a point where they fucking watch Shofu dueling. And it's Duel Masters. Honest to God, this is a natural thing. I have no idea why.
So is Duel Masters like a fictional show within that universe, or are they like watching a live television thing?
I don't really know what to tell you there, Tom. It's just kind of... It's such an odd idea. Why Duel Masters? Wasn't even popular. Duel Masters is still going in Japan, by the way. It may have failed over here twice, but Duel Masters still actually has an enjoyable, sizable following. And honey, I don't know what you're trying to do, but this is not the way to get into the aquarium at lower prices. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Go over there, stupid. This will help you advance the plot.
And I still have more to say about the anime, so let me just kind of get it all out of my system.
Okay.
We did get the first 2 series of Battle Network. We got it as Mega Man Anti-Warrior, like I said before, and Mega Man Anti-Warrior XS. The dub was not good.
Okay. Middling, shall we say.
Middling is a great word for that. It suffered a lot of the same problems a lot of other middling dubs tend to have. The dialogue is kind of cheesy. They have weird censorship. They change a lot of the names. Now, one of the names they changed is a NetNavi Aquaman. They changed it to Spoutman in this game as well. And come on, it's Aquaman. I could totally see why they changed it for the US release, you know what I'm saying?
Hydro Man wouldn't have worked either, because that's also a guy.
That's true. I actually made a guy called Title Man, but I'll just save that for another story. But basically we have that. They have other weird name changes, like, I've got some here. They turned Fireman into Torchman. I don't know why. Some people thought it was because of the 9/11 stuff. I don't buy it.
That makes sense, though. I can see why.
Plant Man into Vine Man. Beast Man, a Mega Man Battle Network 3 man, NetNavi into Savage Man. And some of this, I believe, was to fit the mouth flaps. Like, that's fine. But then, this is my favorite one. They turned a guy called Napalm Man. You know Napalm Man, right?
Was that in Mega Man 4 or 5?
I believe it was 5. I want you to guess what his dub name was in the dub. I want you to guess.
Genocide Man?
No. Remember, they can't have anything nasty. They can't imply anything like fire or bombs, things like that. What do you think they called Napalm Man, but bomb-themed NetNavi?
Hugs and Smile Man?
This is what they called them, and I want you to see if you know what this is. Moltonic Man.
Oh, right, I remember you telling me about this.
What the fuck is a Moltonic?
I've got Google up here, let me look.
I have to know, because up until this point, I've had no idea what the fuck that... Did they make that up? I assume they did, because I have never heard of that word before.
How's it spelled?
Moltanic.
Okay.
I gotta hear this. I want to see if this is an actual word.
I'm looking it up. Doesn't even seem to be a word.
Okay, that's good. It's so nice when they just make shit up like that, am I right?
Yeah, there's a thing on Urban Dictionary, which just gives me the top definition, Internet Metal Nerd.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, the final thing I have to say about the anime, considering the dub, is that even though the dialogue was admittedly pretty cheesy, it did have some good voice actors, though burned by the terrible dialogue, that still managed to turn in decent performances. Brad Swale, I just want to make absolutely clear, Brad Swale was, come on, Wiki, work with me here, because he was either Mega Man or Lan. And I think his performance was okay. Mega Man had a really kind of silly surfer accent they had to do. Okay, Brad Swale was Lan in the dub from like episode 15 onward, things like that. And that's how I knew him. And when I went over to watch Death Note, it really was distracting to hear Lan Hikari's voice come out of fucking light.
Whoa, okay.
But, you know, I say that. But the Death Note dub is actually pretty good from what I've seen. I didn't watch all of it because they, like, changed the times, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing that. But Brett Swill actually does a really good job as, like, Hikari in that. So I actually recommend you watch that, Tom, because it's actually really good.
Okay.
And other than that, you know, just the standard kind of dub stuff applies. You know, censorship, you know, the voice acting, things like that. There was one particular episode, I've got to mention this, because they actually showed this in the dub. There was an episode where they do something called the N1 Grand Prix, and this was like a series of episodes in like a tournament setting. Okay. So at one point, Lan and Mail, you know, with Mega Man Roll, they have to fight, what the fuck is her name? Maddie, who has a guy called Color Man, who in the dub is called Wacko Man, I don't know why. Who we thought was Clown Man, but is not. It's actually a completely different guy for some reason. And they have to fight another guy called Count Zap, who uses Elect Man, and by the way, has the most annoying fucking dungeon in Mega Man Battle Network 1. I've said this before.
Okay.
So the plot of this thing, they think, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jeopardize their partnership. So we'll have one of them dress up as, what's his name? Higsby. You know, I told you about the super nerd with Number Man?
Oh, the tie-looking motherfucker.
Yeah. So what they do is they have him dressed up and they go to Mail and go, hey, here is this super powerful battle chip. You know, this is incredibly out of character for Higsby, but Mail's an idiot. So here's this really good battle chip. You use it and it'll be awesome. You'll win this and things like that. However, the trick is that this instead allows Count Zap to control Roll and like fuck with her programming, things like that. The resulting stuff in the Japanese version makes her into like this fucking whip-using dominatrix kind of character. I'm not making this up. Yeah. So naturally they had to stifle that a little bit for the dub. It's kind of hard because in the original Japanese, they're showing her ass now all the fucking time. And I'm like, how old are these net navis? I don't even know if they age, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, it got a little bit creative with that.
Okay, and on that note, I think we can stop talking about the fucking anime. Is that all of it?
That's pretty much all I had to say. I'm sorry I talked so long about it, but I was trying to kind of get out. Oh man, maybe you should talk first.
That's fine. Basically, all that's happened so far is we need to use the copy bot, which that girl pointed out for us, and it magically appears. So maybe she's like doing something to help us along, like behind the scenes. And now we've basically got to like go into the system and get Dive Man out of it. Dive Man was in Mega Man. It was either 4 or 5, I think.
I think it was 4. Let's double check. Because I have the wiki, might as well, because I'm definitely not trusting my memory for this. Yeah, he was made by Dr. Cossack, so yes, Mega Man 4.
Nice. I really like 4. What's your opinion on it?
You know, I think from what I recall when we did it, it had some good ideas. Like, I like the idea of Dr. Cossack, you know, being behind. I mean, ultimately, Wily was. But then, you know, it was kind of that angle where Cossack was sort of blackmailed into doing it. I like that. I thought it was neat. So yeah, Dive Man is basically the enemy here. And this dungeon has a particularly interesting gimmick, and I'm going to let you talk about it because I still need to recover over here.
Yeah, I don't think your voice has ever been active for that long before. Oh boy. Okay, so you'll notice on the way in there were a bunch of fish tanks, and they were empty. We essentially have to go around like the maze-like environments and find the different like programs, you know, bopping about, bring them back, and using clues, you have to put them into the right tanks. You get it all right, the gate will open, and you can progress to the next area, repeat it, and then again to the next area, and eventually we'll make our way to Dive Man. Of course, if it was as simple as going to point A and then coming back to point B, we would have done this in like 5 minutes flat. Unfortunately, there will be sharks that appear once we pick up the programs, and if you get tagged even once, the program will go back to where you found it, so you gotta be careful.
Really, the trick about this particular dungeon is kind of knowing the pathfinding of the sharks, if you will. If I recall correctly, and feel free to correct me, because I probably don't, I believe they actually operate on particular kind of movement patterns, you know, like Pac-Man style. And so you can also kind of trick it to where if you go around corners enough, you can sort of mess up their movement and kind of outmaneuver them. But you really do have to be quick on the draw here, because those things can move fairly fast. And later on in particular, that'll be particularly interesting.
Is this a minigame I have no knowledge of yet?
Oh, I better keep that to myself then.
Yeah, I want to experience the horror firsthand. Oh, look at that pufferfish over there.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
I'm gonna blow! Now, you may have noticed the ice panels in an earlier battle. It may have been in the last part, but they function exactly how you'd think ice would function, either in the real world or in the digital world. Ice is always the same. You step on it, and you like try to go backwards, say it's on the top panel, you try to move it back, you will slide all the way to the back.
Somebody should make, like, ice panels inside of a house just to see if that actually works. Like, you could slide to the kitchen and get something to eat.
Hurry up, hurry! Now I'm in the backyard.
We're hungry, hombre!
It's shark time!
Now, I know, like, some of the areas are smaller than the others. Did you pick, like, the biggest one first? I think you can go in any order you like.
Oh yeah, you can go in any order. I just essentially went for the closest one.
Okay, fair enough, because what I like to do is I like to go for the smaller one, especially when I was first playing this game. Oh, that was some good maneuvering there. You know, I went for the smaller one to kind of get a feel for everything before I decided to move on to the larger one, because that's probably the toughest one you're going to encounter. Like, even with the later on ones, you know, it's really just about maneuvering yourself properly.
And you have to essentially figure out, like, which fish program goes in which tank. In this guy's case, it was, of course, the piranha.
Now, I believe you can actually talk to Lan in case you're stuck on one of the fishes, and he can actually go off and go look it up for you at, like, the exhibits. Or, if you're playing this like the internet is these days, you can just Google the fucking shit on the FAQ, which is probably what Lan would have done if he had the access.
Oh, we're getting a bit hot on the collar here. Well, I have to use an FAQ. I don't want to fucking waste my time. I already do dozens of retakes.
Well, I mean, fair enough. I mean, hell, at some points I've gotten stuff before. Like, fuck, when I played, like, this game again for the second time, you better fucking believe I was safe stating. Because, like, considering, again, like I've said before, with the random encounters and things like that, I definitely don't want to be making any mistakes that I can't just easily reverse. Now,
this fishy here said he remembers having a stubby tail. So, do you remember any info about that we collected last time?
Most of it was me just talking about the anime, so I'm not sure if I remember.
If you say tropical fish, I'm going to disqualify you. It would have been wrong, that's why.
Well, I guess I'm not gonna say tropical fish. Yeah.
It is, in fact, the sunfish.
Alright, there you go. I do like how the little cages have, like, bones of fish on top, just to remember them that this is their eventual fate.
Yeah, so they don't get any funny ideas above their station.
I see that fish all the time in Japanese media. Is it, like, exclusive to that area? Because I don't think... Okay, well, I did see one of those in Finding Dory. And I seem to always remember, like, whenever I see that fish, I go, okay, which Gradius game did this thing show up in? Because I know it appears in, like, Gradius or Darius, or one of the fucking space shooters that they decided to put fish in there. R-Type? No, I don't think it was R-Type.
Let's see. 14 fascinating facts about ocean sunfish. They love to sunbathe. They can weigh more than a car.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it says here the average ocean sunfish is 10 feet long and weighs 2,200 pounds, but the biggest can grow up to 5,000 pounds. The average pickup truck is only 4,000. This makes them the world's largest bony fish.
Holy shit, how do they get so fat? Like, legit, how do they get so big? That's nuts.
Doesn't say that there, unfortunately. This is on mentalfloss.com, by the way. They lay more eggs than any other animal. They have super weird teeth. They are related to the bass, or the bass, I guess. Eating them is bad luck, according to Polynesian legend. Scroll down a bit. They're voracious predators, so don't fuck with them.
I'm pretty sure, isn't there like a sunfish virus in this thing? I don't remember.
And they are currently the subject of a popular Japanese video game where you become the biggest mola in the world.
Okay, alright. Because for some reason the Japanese have an obsession with shooting fish with lasers. I don't know why.
There is actually a sunfish Pokemon. And if you'll give me a second, I'll be able to tell you what it is. Alomomola, who we all thought was the Love Disc evolution.
Oh yeah, that guy, Alohomora, I think we all just call him for fun.
The most British sounding spell, Alohomora.
I'm pretty sure somebody has caught one of those and then just called it Alohomora. Whoa, there you go, alright.
And we're done. First area done and dusted.
I hope it's your content, because otherwise Pixar will have to make a whole nother movie about that.
Finding tropical fish.
I can't wait for the sequel to Finding Dory. They'll do it like 11 years in the future. Ray never came back from his trip. Aw, hell no! Finding Ray.
And there we go, we can move on to the next area, where we'll have essentially the same job.
Alright, there we go.
The Aqua Rum Comp, fun times.
Always fun when you're romping around in an aquarium computer.
Okay guys, we shall see you this afternoon for another part of Mega Man Battle Network 6. See you then!